Hello my beautiful friends. Today I just actually filmed my how I dye my so much rhyming, how I dye my eyebrows and lashes at home. So that's what this is. I'll link the video down below, and I've also got a little tiny bit of my tinted lash primer by Benefit, their real tinted primer. There we go. So I thought I would just film another video now and basically do like a no makeup tutorial, because I'm loving like just the natural look right now, but I do have some imperfections. So I just want to challenge myself to actually do like a no makeup look, if that makes sense. I was watching GINA's video, I'll link her down below. She did the most amazing, what's it called, like boy beat? Is that what it was? Boy beat? I don't know. And she just looked incredible. And I was very inspired, but I don't know if I can do the exact same thing as her, because like she's got really nice under eyes and stuff, whereas I've got like purple, like blue, like what is that? So obviously I just chucked on some lip balm, so you can use any lip balm you want. I used a peppermint by XO Beauty. And the lash primer and everything is already on. I might touch that up at the end depending on what happens. So I'm just going to play around, and I don't know how long this video is going to be. I just feel like chatting to you. And so actually first I need to hydrate. I've got nothing on my skin because to dye my eyebrows I needed to have clean skin. So I haven't moisturized today yet. Might actually use my favorite moisturizing primer, the Too Faced Hangover Primer, because yeah, this one's just like a moisturizer. It's really refreshing and it gives me really good hydration. Oh god, it feels so good. And the skin here is very dry. It's like cracking, so I need something really hydrating. My skin always goes like bright red when I moisturize. Like my skin on my face is so thin, that's why you can see all my veins. Like look at all those veins on my eyelids. Crazy, right? But I've just got really thin skin, so you can see like veins around my nose, you can see veins down here, you can see everything. When I massage my skin, like putting on moisturizer and stuff, literally it just goes red because all like the blood stimulated, I guess. And then I'm also just going to pop on some under eye cream. I just need to darken this because you can't see a thing. This one here is by MAC. It's the Mineralized Charged Water Eye Cream. It's not really my regular one, but I just have it in my makeup room and I use it sometimes and it's really nice. I don't usually use an eye cream every day, which isn't very good. I used to use the Bobbi Brown one every day, which is like one of my favorites, but I find the moisturizer I'm currently using just kind of hydrates well anyway under my eyes, so I don't need an extra step. I'm also going to take some on this dry skin down here and down here and down here because I get quite dry. So I have quite a few products right here which I'm going to use. I'm not really going to use foundation today. I'm just going to use a few different like products to kind of highlight and blend away a little bit of pigmentation and obviously like conceal a bit. So I'm first going to take a little bit of the brightening concealer by Benefit, the Boing Brightening, and I'm using shade 1 because I've got no feet tan on or anything like that today, and you can see I'm pretty fair, and I also just want my under eye area to be a little bit bright, but not necessarily like super bright as if I've got a crap ton of makeup on. I'm gonna use this brush here. It's quite interesting, by Smashbox, the Precise Highlighting Brush. So I'm taking a very small amount of the concealer on the brush, just tapping it on. I would use my fingers, but to be honest, like my nails get in the way. I'm also gonna put that on my eyelids just to conceal the veins a little bit. I'm not worried about it being perfect, but I just want a little bit of coverage there. And once I've placed it, I am going to take my finger and just kind of pat it in to try and melt it in a little bit better so it looks really nice and natural. You can see it's not perfect, but it's just brightened up that area. Usually if I use this concealer, I would like follow with another concealer on top because this one's really good at like color correcting, but I'm just going to leave it like that. You can see the difference for yourself. Like it still looks so natural, right? But it's obviously less dark as that one. Speaking of which, I should drink some water because that's half the reason my eye bags get so bad, is when I'm like super dehydrated I get this like big crease here and it gets very dark. So I like this brush. It's just very stabby around my eye area, but I mean it is a highlighting brush, so it's probably my own fault. Ooh. Okay, and then I'm gonna say with whatever's left on my finger, I'm just kind of brushing over some of those freckles on my nose because they're quite a lot darker than the rest of my face. Just kind of using my fingers to melt products into my skin. So that looks pretty good. Before I continue, I'm just going to take a little bit of setting powder. Doesn't really matter which one. Translucent's good too. I'm just gonna set on my eyelids so I don't get creasing. Brush a little bit underneath my eyes, like so. I don't want creasing. That's obviously gonna be a telltale sign that I'm wearing a lot of makeup. Well, not a lot of makeup, but that I'm wearing some makeup if my eye area starts creasing like heck. And then on my finger, I'm going to take the Boying. I'm not using all Boying on purpose. It just kind of happened. It's just what I grabbed. You can use any concealers you want, but I want something full coverage for these. This video is not sponsored by Benefit or anything. So this is shade 1 Boying Industrial Strength Concealer. Shannon can't read today. So I'm just taking some on my finger. This is quite like stiff, so I'm using my finger to warm it up. And oh, that works. Wow, look at that. Do you see how quick that vanished? So just popping that on and then just spread it around the outside of it so it doesn't look cakey in the middle of your forehead. And then of course I'm going to use some down here, but it might grip onto this a little bit more because the skin's so dry. And anywhere where I've got some like giant freckles I don't like, I'm just gonna put it on. We're not supposed to look perfect, but yeah, just getting rid of any big areas of concern. And then I'm going to take that little brush I was using and just using a little bit around my nose because I hate these veins. They're even like up my nostrils, like right there. Can you see that? It's just ugh. Why? I'm just using a powder brush just to make sure it's all blended, like all the concealer. So my finger's not perfect. Okay, so now that's all finished, I do want to use some like bronzer and stuff to give my face some shape. I'm going to use a tiny bit of contour. This is not so much no makeup, but I'm going to use a cream so it really sinks into my skin and looks as natural as possible. So I'm going to take this bronzer color here because this one works quite well with my skin tone. It's a little bit lighter, it's not too obvious. This is from the Sunset palette by Hourglass. I'm not going to use, I'm not going to use that blush. I'm going to use a different one. This is a Fenty foundation brush. I'm just going to take a very small amount, put that right at the back of my cheekbone and start blending that, and also just a little bit around my forehead. I need a little bit darker. This is a contouring pen by Collection, is it? Yeah, Collection, which you can get at Countdown. It's like a drugstore brand. That's actually a really natural color. My cheeks are a little bit red now because of the blending, but that'll calm down very soon. I'm gonna take some like micellar and just wipe off any bronzer that kind of went down too far. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a contour. Hopefully you guys agree, like you can barely even see it. It's literally just like barely anything, but it's just enough to kind of give me a little bit of shape. You can only really see it if I'm like on a certain angle. Now to highlight a little bit, I'm going to take, this is the Genuine Glow Illuminating Pen Cream for Eyes and Face by Estee Lauder, and I'm going to put that right on the cheekbone, also a little bit just here, and this is just going to give me a glow. But you can see it doesn't really deposit a color, it just deposits the glow. It blends in really well with my skin tone, so it doesn't really look like I'm wearing like, you know, a proper highlighter. It just looks like just looks like my cheekbones are actually glowy. So it kind of just looks like my skin, except very healthy. So next up, just across like a little bit of this discoloration and down here, I obviously don't want to use anything with too much coverage, so I'm going to take this stuff here, which I actually usually, if I use it, because I've been forgetting about it a lot lately, I quite like to layer it on top of other foundation because it hides your pores really well and just adds a little bit more coverage. But for today I'm going to use it alone, so it's like a really light coverage, and it'll just help to even out my actual skin texture and make my skin appear smoother. I did do a first impression on it ages ago. I don't even know if you can buy this anymore, can you? Anyway, I'm gonna use it. So I probably need, I don't even know which shade I'm gonna need, 1 or 2. Might start with shade 2, and once again I'm just going to use my finger. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And I'm just going to kind of pack that, not pack it on, but apply that. Once again, using my fingers to really melt it in. I don't know if you can see the difference, but that just like smoothed out my skin a little bit and made it look less textured. This pimple just keeps coming back. I need to actually set that one, I think, with some powder. Doing the same thing on the other side now. I'm using about 3 drops. I might use just a drop on my nose as well. And that glow is still peeking through from underneath. I'm just gonna take some powder on my finger. This is the Stay Matte. I'm just gonna press it straight on top of that one zit. So that's how my skin is looking. I feel like we need to add a little bit of like a flush into this area because obviously there's a little bit more coverage because of the bronzer we put on. This is like going to be very simple. I'm first actually just going to chuck on bronzer. So this one here is really good for natural makeup or even glam makeup, to be honest, but it's super buildable. This is the Givenchy Healthy Glow powder. This is shade 2, and it's just so natural looking because it's got like a natural skin finish. It's not matte. I'm gonna put that right on top of my cheeks and on my nose. Like basically I'm putting this, oh that's too much. I'm putting it anywhere where I would normally get a tan, like from the sun. So the high points of your face. So cheeks, nose, forehead, just like a little dusting. And then don't forget about your neck and collarbone area. And then on my cheeks and on my lips, I am going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Beach Stick Lip to Cheek Dewy Colour Pop in Moon Beach. So it's kind of a natural colour, it's just like a peachy flush colour. Oh god, I haven't used this in a while, so I'm just going to use my finger to warm it up. And then taking my brush and kind of stippling it. This will just help to freshen up your complexion a little bit, give you some colour. I mean, I've already got quite a lot of redness on my face, but if you don't have redness on your face as well, like this will just help to give you a little bit of a something, you know, to brighten up your complexion. A little bit on the nose, and then taking some on my lips. It's actually a little bit too shimmery for my liking on my lips, so I'll use a tint. This is the shade Due Respect by Pony Effect. It's a lip tint or stain. And I'm even gonna do a little bit on my cheeks just to match a little bit. Oh, that looks so good. And then I already have some of this on, the tinted primer, but I might just add a little bit to my lower lash line, or my lower lashes, sorry, because I lost a little bit of it when I was doing my concealer. We'll just add a little bit more, why not? This stuff makes your natural lashes just look freshly tinted. It doesn't really look like mascara. And if you want, you can draw on freckles and stuff like that. I might just do a few. One way I like to do it is by taking this, dropping stuff left, right and center. Take a stippling sponge, which is just this thing. I've just cut a little square. Then you can take something like a brow powder or something in like the tone of the freckles you want. I'm gonna use shade 3 of the Brow. Dip in with the sponge, tap the excess off, and then just do a little bit. And depending how hard you push, depends how big or small like the freckly effect will look. And if some of them look too dark, don't stress, because we will blend it out soon. Just taking my powder brush, just kind of stamping over. You can take your eyebrow pencil and do some bigger ones. I just kind of like push it down and then like twist. And then just tap over them to blend. And then the last step, just to make sure everything stays on, I'm just going to spritz my face with makeup setting spray. And this will melt any powders into your skin as well, so it looks more natural. And that is my no makeup makeup. What do you guys think? Do you think I nailed it, or do you think it still looks like I'm wearing a crap ton of makeup? To me, this is like no makeup makeup. Obviously my lashes look quite full on and my brows, but that's because they're freshly tinted. Like they literally look pretty much like this anyway. And if you don't believe me, click the link in the down bar and watch my lash tinting video before and after, and you can see what I mean. So yeah, obviously like some people's eyebrows might not look this intense, and I mean you can fill them in or skip that step. It's totally up to you and how you want to do your makeup. Like you don't have to follow certain rules, but hopefully this video came in helpful for somebody out there. I don't know, it was kind of just like a challenge to myself. Because I'm loving my natural skin lately apart from these. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what your everyday routine kind of consists of. Do you do like natural makeup, dramatic makeup every day? Like I want to know. I love this blush color too. Like it looks so natural. Here's a close-up. I love the glow as well. So that's no powder, that's just the Estee Lauder. And then a little bit of like a stick blush as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!